Hello and welcome back to Pod Popper's Place for the Stick It Down Challenge Part 2. This time I decided to use the Decofoil Duo Transfer Gel and use this new stencil that I just got and put this on a couple different types of background papers. The first one is a metallic rust color that I wanted to do a fall card for, and the second one has a nice dotted texture background to it, and I thought it would be interesting to add the Decofoil on top. I decided to add the rainbow color foil to the dotted paper and then just gold on the copper one. I just rubbed that down, and I just had to use several pieces for the gold because I didn't have one full sheet. And then I rubbed it on, and it didn't quite transfer very well on part of it. I'm not sure why that is. But I was able to add more foil to it. It just didn't come out quite evenly, and some of the rainbow colors got kind of smushed together. But I decided to go ahead and use the rainbow one for my actual card today, and I brought in some lovely lipstick Stampin' Up! Paper and used the same wave patterned die from the first card to create my sentiment strip again. And then I'm using this honeybee stamp set that has these cute little bunnies. This was actually on clearance because I love a good clearance sale, and they have all these little add-ons. So I decided to add some little flowers to the basket, and then I just went ahead and colored this off screen. And as I was getting ready to set my die on it, I realized that the die only will cut out the bunny and the bike and not the basket of flowers. So I had to hand cut out the flowers with some scissors. Even though there is a die for it, I didn't want it to obviously cut into my basket. So I was just able to solve that by cutting out the flowers first and then using my die and then cutting out the gluing the flowers back on later. And then I wanted to add a little bit of grass to the bottom because I didn't want my bunnies kind of floating in midair there on their bike. And I glued the flowers back on, and I have my sentiment strip ready to go. And just like the last card, I was able to bend the sentiment a little bit so that it formed to the shape of the sentiment strip. And then I popped my bunnies up on some foam tape, and I decided to make this sentiment strip into a banner rather than having it go across the whole card. So that is a little bit of a difference than the first one, and that the main card sketch is. And I'm adding some double-sided adhesive paper to just a white piece of paper. I'm going to peel off both the sides because I want to use the leftover rainbow foil that I have on my foil paper and use those to punch out some hearts to kind of help hide some of the areas on my card and the foil background that didn't quite look right because of the overlap of the different colors of rainbow. And so I just lay that down there, rub it on, peel it off, and it takes off that whole strip. And then I have a nice way to add some different little hearts to that and kind of hide some of those areas that were a mistake. And then I just pop up my sentiment, I add my hearts on, and I added my 3 little dots at the top, which ended up being some clear half circles that I found in one of my This Calls for Confetti bag of mixes, which also contain these cute little clay carrots that I decided to add to the basket. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, and visit the Stick It Down blog spot.